After you finish your 4 years at university, on your personal preference, do you feel like grad school is the way to go, or you should like take some time off and like get a job to earn some money, or do you feel like you should just continue on with your education?
Okay. Actually, that's a very good question. For me, when I graduated from with my BA, I wanted to go to law school, and I thought law school was what I really wanted to do. I took the LSAT, I did some research, did everything there was to do. Um, it turned out that going to law school was not for me. And it turned out I started working in my career, and I came across a lot of lawyers, and I would talk to them. One time I met a lawyer that he went to law school because his father told him to go to law school. So he did. This guy was making like about $150,000 a year, but he was the most unhappiest person on the planet, right? He had to do the job that he had to do because he had a family. But he was the most unhappiest person. I asked him, why? You know what I do for my if you want to go to law school, go to law school. It's a great profession. But he told me, you know what, I have to deal with liars all day. Now, in my job, what I do, I only deal with facts, things that are straightforward and honest. I cannot be a liar. So I could not go to law school. But that's what he told me. He hated the job because he has to represent people that he knows they're guilty, right? But he couldn't do that. The thing is if you get your BA, you finish, and this is when you graduate from high school. Go to school, go to college, do well, be done in 4 years, get started with your career to see whether this is what you want to do. Because over time, you're going to change your careers. And then if it's to go to graduate school, go to graduate school. I took some time off to really find out what I really wanted to do. So then I did my MBA. So now I have, down the line, I know what I really want to do because my career is leading me there. But find out graduate, assess what the market is. But now, actually, right now, if your BA is nothing. You got to get your MBA or you got to get your graduate degree before you could even go out there and get a job. So you must do that.
I think to just follow up, when you start your college, first year, I know you're learning a lot of new things. Second year, I would recommend please do an internship. Do an internship on your second year, your third year, and your fourth year. After you've done an internship, it opens doors. It gives you a leg ahead of so many other people. If you're fortunate, that company might hire you and give you a full-time position. If you get a job and it's a good job, stay. You don't have to do your master's immediately. But then please always make sure that you go back to school and get your MBA, or, because we're always learning. And that certificate, sometimes we are not using it at our jobs, but it means something. It opens some doors, because sometimes I've interviewed executives, and the only difference within the two executives is one has an MBA, the other one doesn't. So who gets the job? So that's how I would answer that.
Oh yeah, I have a comment too. My comment is to say that definitely, like how Emmanuel said, take time, and also what she says, do a lot of internship and also talk to mentors. Because for me, I finished my bachelor's a while back, but I'm just now starting my engineering master's program. And it's not because I was slacking, no, it's because I was working. And I was working, and I really couldn't narrow down onto what I wanted to do. I remember I started to go into Cal State to try and get my master's in healthcare administration, but then I actually quit probably after the first semester, and I used being pregnant with Noah as an excuse, but in all honesty, I really didn't want to. I was like, I'm not really, I don't feel like that's what I really want to do. But it's because it kind of made sense because I was in the healthcare industry. But I would say, but then when I was out of maternity leave, something just connected. I was like, I just kept studying while I was out. And, it just so happened that I ran into this program and I was like, wow, this is what I've always wanted to do. And it was just like the whole curriculum was written for me. And I knew this was the right place and I applied for it immediately. I got in and now, probably a year or 2 years later, I'll graduate, and that's it. But definitely take your time, learn yourself, and you're much younger than I am. I'm sure you're probably like in your teens or early 20s or something like that. I'm 34 years old. Trust me, you got a long way to go, honey. You could figure it out. Just don't, let pressure. Go out there, experience life. Really, think about what you want to do and what God really wants you to do with your life. Yeah, one last question. I know people are scratching their heads because it's too loud. But you can just allow.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you so much for your inspiration. It's so interesting. I'm actually inspired and I'm not even in my 20s. But anyway, Dr. Kimani, I'm actually really interested with knowing more how you started your consulting firm in regards to research. Are you working with a pharmaceutical company or do you want to elaborate more on that? Because someone like me, I want to start.
I was working at a group home in Pennsylvania. I had just finished, I was finishing my master's, and being naturally curious, I was doing a lot of research within the whole developmentally disabled field. One of the patients who came to a home that I was overseeing had just had a procedure called a partial hemispherectomy. That means they removed half his brain out because he had an accident. And we were responsible for doing his therapy to retrain the other part of the brain. So I had to do a lot of research. Ben Carson had just started really being famous. He had done that back in '96. So that got me to the whole research in the healthcare thing, what's going on. And long story short, I quickly rose to direct the program where I was really doing CNA work, because I just finished my master's. When I finally figured out that I wanted to do doctoral work, I applied to a number of schools. I applied to Harvard, I applied to Penn State, I applied to Lehigh, I applied to Biola. I got into all 4 schools, including Harvard. Each one of them gave me a scholarship. Biola gave me a full ride. That's why I left Pennsylvania and came to California. But I came here having started research in healthcare management. I didn't want to go to UCLA and do their public health doctorate. It took a lot of work and I had no money for that. But I figured if I could do a PhD in education administration with a minor in management, that allowed me to do my research. So that's how I got into the field. So before I finished the doctoral program, working in the field and seeing the need, I thought, why should I work for somebody else? Why can't I venture out and actually start my own corporation? Surround yourself with good friends. Emmanuel's dad is my good friend, Dr. Ngati. So I went to him, say, how do I get this thing started? And the rest is history.
Okay. Oh, you have. Okay. Yeah.
Guys, there's one thing I want to point out about every single person on here is we all, including myself, we all had mentors. And mentors is free education. Knowledge, sorry, not education, knowledge. It's free knowledge. And one of my mentors is Emmanuel. And he used to
Emmanuel
be
is like everyone's mentor.
He used to be our youth. He used to be our youth, something in the youth. And and Emmanuel has really helped me out now that I own my own business and everything. But find a mentor. It's free knowledge. And if you have to do, back to Erica, I didn't go to college, but I highly recommend doing internships because I see people come to my gym who do internship. I have an 18-year-old who's learning how to train with me right now. He just asked me, hey, can I come and shadow you? All he does is come and shadow me the whole day. And I went to training school for personal training, and they never taught me how important sales was in training. That's all I teach him. So if he ever enters the market now, he's way ahead of anyone who's coming out of college with a kinesiology major. So there's a lot of things you're going to learn from interning. And like, always be doing something. Summer is not your time to have fun. Do not have fun this summer. Have fun in your career or whatever you want to do. Thank you.
Wow, powerful words. And actually, we can clap. Sorry. It wasn't the end, but it's the end. Okay, let me explain. Okay, so we are at the end of the panel and Q&A. Unfortunately, we can't take any more questions unless, I wish I had like a mind reader because I know you guys have questions, but I don't. So it's all good. Who?
Can I ask a question?
Oh, okay. Paris, you're like standing there. Can you even?
I don't want to be rude. Okay, I'm going to ask this one directly to John B. and Emmanuel. If you can give your, I want to say 18-year-old self, but yourself advice straight out of high school, what would you tell him?
Could you repeat the question one more time?
If you can talk to your yourself straight out of high school, what advice would you give them? Professional advice, not no. Yeah, and that's for John B. and Emmanuel.
Okay, I think Dr. Mutetti said it best when he was talking about failure. Don't fail to try something. Go out there, take a risk, especially when you're under, I'd say 26, 27. Go out there, try it. And failure becomes a failure if you stop trying. I think with me when I started, I wasn't sure. Okay, in high school, some of my friends were not good guys, right? We never thought we would make it to 30, right? Because the way we used to live our lives. And so, but one thing that I knew about myself, I pushed myself, I worked hard, I never gave up. Then there was one time when I was taking a class in college, I walked into this class, and the teacher, when he saw me, I was the only black guy in the class. But somehow he saw me. And when he saw me, he goes, you know, this class is going to be hard. Okay, well, okay, fine. It's going to be hard. You know, a lot of people don't pass this class. Okay, fine. I'll try. If I pass the class, I'll pass the class. This is the first day of lecture. But I just let it go. So we had a midterm and a final, and in between we had quizzes. So the first quiz I did really good. The second quiz I did okay. Now it came to the midterm, and then when he came to the midterm, he goes, "No, this is a big test. I don't know whether you could do it." Okay, fine. So we took that test, and out of that class, I was the only one that got an A, and I just beat everybody. So after the test, he goes, "Oh, I didn't know that you could do this well." I go, "What made you think I couldn't do so well?" Right? That thing let me, it just, my confidence level went all the way down to the floor. Because I just knew that as being an African, even black person, you're going to face that when you go to into your profession. And even now, there are some places where I go to audit these companies, and when I walk in, they do a double take. It's like, "Oh, you're here to audit us?" I go, "Yes." And then I give them a business card just to make sure that they know that I'm supposed to be there. Never let those moments keep you down. You're going to face those obstacles, right? Those things should motivate you to even want to do better, to show them that you know what you're doing, what you're capable of, and that's how you get rewarded. So never try to fail. That's one thing. I don't let anybody try to make me feel like I'm a failure, because you're not. Mutetti said it best. All of you guys are smart. You're driven. Your parents, they were driven. They brought you here. You're driven to succeed. And just keep that in front of you and just work hard towards it. It's not easy. It won't be easy. We mentioned that even people who want to be lazy, they could work to be lazy. It takes work to be lazy. But when you're lazy, it makes it hard for you to pay your bills. Might as well work towards something to pay your bills off. So invest in working hard. It won't come easy, but when it does come, you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
That's good. Oh man, I have a lot of things to tell my 18-year-old self because I was so dumb. And a lot of the things I did, it was just thoughtless. But, my brother told me that I needed to make a mission statement for my life. If you start a business or a nonprofit or anything that you start, you have to have a mission statement. What do you purpose to do? How are you going to do it? What do you expect to see as the outcome of it? So he was like, you know what, Jambi, you need to make a mission statement for your life. It's going to define who you are, and it could be something that kind of changes and develops and becomes something else over time, but you just have to have that thing. So I was like, okay, that's really dumb. I'm not listening to you. Well, 2 years later, I sat down and that came ringing back in my ears. And I think I was about 19 when that happened. And so I thought about, okay, well, how do I want to live my life? What's important to me? And for me, the most important, the first part of my mission statement was life. It's about the progression of things. I know that I never wanted to be stagnant wherever I was, in whatever I was doing, whether it was spiritually, whether it was in my work, whether it was in my friendships, whatever it was, I never wanted to just stay in one place. I wanted to always grow. So that was the first part of it. And then kind of as I went through life, I added on to it. And there's a lot of it right now, but a lot of it is 3 words. It's life is a progression of things, but 3 things which surround it: passion, perseverance, and prayer. That has got me through every part of my life. Everything that I do as far as career, when you ask God what your purpose is, and when you seek that, He will show it to you, and it will be powerful. It will be the fuel that you will need. Like Emmanuel said, people will look at you, and you were born in the wrong skin color, they will tell you. Not in so many words, but I have gotten yelled at and told I am so stupid in front of like all the doctors and all the nurses. They will try to break you down. Do not allow them to. But you have to have something that fuels you to go forward. When somebody looks you in the face and says, you will never make it through, something's got to tell you, you are going to make it through. So when you ask God for what your purpose is and He gives you your purpose, He also gives you a way to get there. Everyone here has said, I don't know how I got here, or maybe I wasn't so sure, or I started in this and I ended in this. But it's because God really, He guides your steps. When you're righteous, He will guide you. He will open up doors. Like Rena said, she came into this 6 months ago, couldn't have told you that we were all going to be here, that people would donate, that people would help, that people would come. But when God has a mission for you, it gets done. So you talk to Him through power, through prayer, and once you have that passion, you have to have perseverance. Hard work, guys, it's just part of life. It is what it is. So you're either going to purpose that you're going to be one of those people that basically just lives a mediocre life, which is okay. We can't all be, leaders. Some of us have to be followers. That's just how life is, right? But some people, they don't want to have this grand life with grand dreams and do grand things. That's okay. But for you that knows, like, I have a big, huge dream or purpose or goal, things I need to accomplish, then you've just got to persevere. So for me, at 18, I would tell myself, you've got the rest of your life to like go out, hang out with your friends, club if that's what you want to do, travel. There was like all these things I wanted to go see and do, and I did them when I was 18, 19, 20. But at some point, like Nkata said, you kind of look at your friends and you're like, all right, are we dragging each other down? Are we keeping each other stagnant? or are we helping each other go up? And sometimes you got to kind of leave your friend and go do your thing because you've got a big life to live and they're kind of over here like pulling you down. It's easier for people to pull you off the pedestal than for you to bring them up on top with you. So, Jambi, leave those people that are just holding you back. You've got a big life to live. Do not be afraid to fail. Work hard, work hard, work hard. Dream big and fail big because then you will learn big. And the next time around your success, when you get to your success, it's not going to be small by the time you're looking back. You're like, wow, how did I do that? Because you had to fail so many times and you're finally successful. So don't be afraid to fail. And I'd also tell myself to, like I said, you know, our parents kind of, they want us to be certain things and they kind of bestow us, you know, jobs. Like, you're going to go and you're going to do this, and you're going to be a lawyer, or you're going to be an engineer or a teacher or a nurse, because there's like those 5 cardinal things that as Africans you must be. But, you know, again, if you show your parents that God has shown me my purpose and they see you working hard at that, they will start to take you seriously. Again, prayer comes in, because now you got to pray for your parents that God opens their eyes. Because I had to fight with my mom a lot. And so my 18-year-old self would be like, Jambi, don't fight with your mom about it. Just pray for her. Work hard. Stick to your guns, because God has shown you, and it will be, and she'll come along. And that's what I would probably tell my 18-year-old self.
Amen.
She said, if you show your parents, don't just tell them, show. When I said I was going to be a personal trainer, you should have seen the face on my aunt's face. But now she believes, because I showed it to her, because if you base off my past, the mistakes I had made, she had every right to have that face. She's not a hater, she just doesn't see my vision.
Yeah.
All right? And that's one thing, guys. She didn't see. Let me just take the mic.
People were sitting here for the next 1 hour, so just relax.
She didn't see my vision, but I knew my vision, and I had to understand she wasn't trying to put me down. She just didn't see my vision, and it's okay because it's not her vision; it's my vision. So, guys, show them. Don't just tell them. Don't be like, Mom, I'm gonna be a doctor. And then you don't ever study. You don't ever ask her questions. Show them. That's really good. That's key.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, show them. Yeah, thank you. That was amazing.